Kiko Laureiro. The album Sounds of Innocence and that track called Conflicted. Sounded good, man. I listened to the record, of course, before you came in, and there's definitely a lot of different styles and stuff going on. You can feel that melody that you have. There's some progressive stuff like that breakdown section. Sounds a little bit like Yes or something almost like that.
Yes, or Pink Floyd, yeah.
So you're into the prog stuff too?
Totally.
And you mentioned Dream Theater. They're a big influence on you as well?
They're
or just
it's
a
more
fan?
like a reference, because we kind of started kind of the same time in a way. But it's big reference because they're the #1 doing, I believe, still now, doing this kind of prog metal things.
Yeah, John Petrucci's pretty amazing player too.
Oh yeah. Great fan of him.
Yeah, for sure. So what's the plan now? You're going to try to do some shows here? Is that the idea? You're going to really? Is this the? You just said you moved to America for the first time. So is this like your plan that at this point you're going to try to get recognized in this country and put some roots down a little bit?
Yeah, as well. But it's like the moving to America has nothing to do with the career in a way.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I figured you wanted to, if you really wanted to make it here, you tried to live here. Why did you move here then?
It was more a family issue.
Oh, your family came here as well?
Yeah. Like my wife and stuff. Yeah. But
is she from America or she wanted to come
she's
here?
not. But she's from Europe, and then we kind of decided, okay, that what it's gonna be like. She's from Finland, and it was too cold for me. In Brazil, she didn't want it because I don't know why she didn't want it. But
so you compromised on Los Angeles.
Kind of compromise. Let's go to a sunny place then, right? Okay, it's sunny as Brazil, but maybe it's like more organized and safe. I don't know if LA is safe, but
It depends what area. Don't like anything.
Comparing to Brazil, I could say so.
Is Brazil dangerous in a lot of places? Is there a lot of crime there?
Well, I don't want to say bad things about Brazil. I love Brazil. And
we're not on in Brazil, so you can. U.S. and Canada, we're on.
But I mean, it is more dangerous than here.
It is.
Yeah.
So you have to know this if I go there.
Yeah. Well, I invite you to come with me, so no problem. I take care of you. No problem.
Eddie's with Kiko. He's okay. I got offered a gig in Colombia a couple of years ago.
Colombia is cool. I think in the 90s, Colombia was very dangerous and stuff. And but we have like the guy, the promoter that was going to bring me there, though. I mean, he said to me, because again, my TV show's on there, and he wanted me to host something. Yeah, but the problem, is if you were American.
Kidnapping.
If you were an American.
Right.
In Colombia in the 90s was a problem.
But I'm talking a couple of years ago.
Okay, but maybe they're still afraid. If you're an American, you never know what the FARCs,
Well, he said
revolutionary people there, they like the Americans to kidnap, Yeah,
well,
always like.
Well, what I heard was, because he said to me, he said, we'll have some security, we'll have a guy with you at all times. And I'm like, really? Do we need to do that? He said, yes. I said, what do you mean? He said, well, you're on TV in this country, and you're American, and they perceive you as being a big star, and if you're on TV, probably wealthy. And I'm like, well, I'm not wealthy. I said, I make a living, but I'm not. That's a big misconception. You hear somebody on the radio, you see them on TV, people think they're rich. And he said, it doesn't matter. You have to have somebody with you, because he said that kidnapping is a big deal, but he explained to me that the kidnapping that they do there is not like, it's not like hold your ransom for like a month for crazy money. They'll hold you for like $500. It's like not a crazy amount of money, and you just pay it and you go. And everybody's kind of corrupt, and it's like a weird thing.
Yeah, in Brazil you can have this that they call the flash kidnapping, maybe for a few hours. Just go to ATM, get some money, and that's it. They release you.
Yeah. And what do they do with you for the couple hours? Like
they go to ATM machine, get the money.
Oh, they make you go to the ATM.
Yeah, they take you to get some money for them. That's easier because sometimes you don't have cash money in your pocket, right? So they're smarter. So they go, okay, let's go to ATM, get all the money you can, Yeah.
Maybe they should just walk around with a credit card machine, and you could swipe your credit card for the criminals. That's crazy, man.
Yeah. That's why, at night in Brazil, the ATM, you can get only $50.
So how do they force you to go do that? They have a gun?
They have a gun, of course.
So there are a lot of guns?
The easiest way to force somebody to do something.
Well, yeah, of course, but I'm curious.
Illegal guns, illegal.
Right,
it's
because-
not like here. It's different.
Because here in America, in the last couple of years especially,
I
there's
know,
a
big discussion,
huge
yeah.
war over guns and the
I
gun
know.
debate and
Yeah.
different sides of that equation, and people who feel, it's too easy here and there's too many and vice versa, and the other side of it. So, I'm curious if that's a problem in Brazil.
The Brazilians, they see it probably in a very different way than the Americans in the guns thing, because we believe that it's very dangerous to have a gun. Even if you...
So it's not, like here it's in a constitution, and that's what, it's in that's how the people who are pro-gun lean on what they call the
Yeah,
Second
I know.
Amendment here.
Yeah.
But that's not part of the,
It's not our culture,
Right,
and
right.
all the guns we have there mainly is illegal guns. That comes through the Colombia, Bolivia, the other countries comes illegally, or they steal from the police, or they steal from the people who buys guns legally. You can buy a gun and have it legally, but people say not to do it because that's somebody that's more professional, like a guy that's going to kidnap you, is going to steal your gun from you, and then suddenly
right,
you're going to give guns to these people.
yeah.
Because they're professional. That's their profession.
Yeah.
And if you're just a normal guy and you want to buy a gun to protect yourself, you're not a professional
Right.
on that,
Right,
So
right.
probably it's going to happen that somebody else is going to steal your gun, and then you're going to put more illegal guns in the market. So that's our point of view in general, I'm saying, And then in Brazil, I was robbed once with a gun in my head,
Ugh, can't even
So
imagine that.
It happened just to steal my car. It can happen to anyone, and doesn't matter where. It doesn't.
So it didn't happen to you because you were a well-known guitar player in Brazil. It
No,
happened
just because
they
I
saw
was
you
parking.
walking.
I was like getting to the garage of my house.
Wow.
And then somebody came just to get the car. And then, as they have a lot of guns everywhere, the guy just come use a gun, and it can be like an underage guy. Normally, it's like a teenager guy with a gun, so they don't go to jail. So that's when you have like a lot of guns. What it can happen in a country like Brazil. I don't know here, maybe it's different. I'm not gonna talk about the U.S.
Yeah.
because it's a different deal. But in Brazil, that's our point of view on this, the gun control thing.
Interesting. All right, let's get a couple calls.
But
from
anyway,
Kiko.
let's go there, right?
To Brazil? I'm up for it as long as I'm with you. Well, then again, you tell me to go with you, and you're getting your car robbed. So you don't have much juice there. Wait a minute, Kiko. Come with me, you'll be okay. Oh, by the way, I got my car robbed the other day. Great. That's gonna do. I know Kiko. Really, it's okay. Pull out the guns on me, man. Come on. All right, let's get a couple calls
Trust me.
for Kiko Laureiro. I have other friends from Brazil. I have a friend that I just met who lives in New Jersey by me. I'm going to have lunch with him this week for the first time, and he's Brazilian as well. And he says, you got to come over, you got to come
Yeah,
over.
Brazil's all cool people, yeah.
Good, well, I'm definitely going to get there one day, for sure. Orlando, Scott, you're on with Kiko Laureiro. What's going on, bud? Good, man.
Thanks a lot. Yeah.
I got a really good friend named Ricardo Bassoar. He's from Sao Paulo, and plays acoustic, like finger picking type, really beautiful guitar. And I play a little bit together, and I think the best guitar players come from that area. So he's some of the best, that's for sure.
Cool. Yeah. Well, yeah. The acoustic finger style is pretty much the things that we do the best there in Brazil. I kind of started playing acoustic guitar as well, the nylon string, the classical, and then I switched to the electric guitar. But I'm still the intro of the Sound of Innocence is only acoustic guitar. That's something that I love to do, and most of my compositions I start with acoustic guitar as well.
Thank you for the call, Scott. The song that Scott mentioned, where is that song from? Is that one of
That's in the first album, No Gravity.
on your solo album?
Yeah,
or Angra?
my first solo album.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Let's go to Canada right now and say hello to Nicholas. Nicholas, you're on with Kiko.
Hey, Kiko, how's everything?
Good, and you?
Good. It's funny you're mentioning Colombia. I'm actually Colombia. I live here for work. That's funny. I saw you every single coffee you went there. I saw you, and pretty big fan.
He says he's a big fan and he's originally from Colombia.
Ah, cool. Yeah, I love Colombia. I've been there many times. Yeah, it's great. Great place to be.
You have a question, Nicholas?
Bogota.
Yeah, Kiko, Kiko, with you moving to the U.S., what's happening with Angra? Is he going to be back playing again?
No, we're playing. Actually, we're doing a tour in South America now in August, but I don't know why we're not going to Colombia. But we're doing Mexico, we're doing Chile, Argentina, and some cities in Brazil. But maybe Peru as well. But for sure, we're gonna come to Colombia soon.
Thank you for the call. I knew we'd hear from my man in Greensboro. Chuck is on the phone. Chuck is a guitar connoisseur. What's going on, Chuck?
Eddie, what's up, man?
Hey, bud. Go ahead, man. You're on with Kiko.
Dude, I'll tell you what. I don't care what anybody says about you. You put fucking Kiko Laureiro on the air. You rule.
Oh, thank you, man. I just earned marks with Chuck, so now I'm good. You listen every week anyway, Chuck, so thank you for that, man.
Kiko, man, what's up? I got to see Angra at when you guys played Prog Power USA a few years back.
Yeah, I remember. It was great. Yeah.
Yeah, and that show was awesome, dude. That was the first time I went to Prog Power USA, and I've been every year except for last year. I couldn't go. But one of the best sets ever was your set, and you guys were so nice. You get to meet everybody there, Eddie. You get to meet everybody there usually, unless they don't do a signing session for some reason. But all the guys in Angra were so nice, and it was just a great time.
Oh, thanks. Yeah, it was great. The Prog Power Festival was a great place to be.
Thank you, Chuck, for the call. Let's go to Gregory, listening in Illinois. Hi, Gregory.
Hey, how you doing?
Good, man.
Hey, Kiko, I really like the music. Now, you said this available on Amazon right now?
Can you get the CD through Amazon if he wants it on CD or the download, Amazon.com?
Yeah. Amazon, iTunes, yeah.
If you want the download, you can go to iTunes as well.
Yeah.
Okay, when you gonna? I live about 85 miles from Chicago. When you gonna come to Chicago?
When I come to Chicago, I'm coming in 2 days, right?
You go to Chicago in 2 days?
Yeah.
For press or?
Yes, for
Detroit.
Detroit?
Detroit.
Detroit. No, we're going to Chicago. No, we're not.
We're going to Detroit in 2 days.
Going to Detroit. He's new to America. He's trying to figure out where he is. It's a big country.
Yeah, no. I don't know why the Chicago thing was in my head. Because of Barry. He's from all right.
So
Anyway.
is the goal? Thanks, Gregory. I mean,
I'm sorry. Yeah, we come to Chicago any day soon.
Just not in the winter. You don't want to go. It's cold.
Hopefully not.
KikoLaureiro.net is the website for people wondering and wanting to keep up. And if
Yeah.
you do American shows, I'm sure they'll be posted there as well.
For sure, yeah.
And
Facebook, Twitter.
oh, you're on Twitter too?
Oh yeah.
Okay, so give those out if they're. I don't see them on the CD, but
That's my name.
just at your name at Kiko Laureiro.
Yeah, Kiko, Kiko, Loureiro.
And if you miss that, his name is right up on the radios on the display, so you can grab it off of that as well. But I guess the idea here, especially now that you're living in the U.S., would be to try to build enough of a following that you
sure.
can go out and do some shows.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Because
yeah.
if you can break through here at some level where you can get out and play live, then you could. I mean, it's such a big country, you can really.
Oh yeah, that's it.
Really work
yeah.
it here.
I'd
So
love to.
let's go to where you live now, the West Coast, California. CK, what's going on, bud?
Hey, Kiko, how you doing?
Good, and you?
Good. Hey, I just want to say I love your music. You know, there's only a few times in my life where I've actually heard somebody for the first time and it's had quite an impact on me. Want to let you know you impact me like the first time I heard Megadeth and Metallica.
Wow.
I think you're gonna go a long way, and I'm definitely excited about your music and you coming to America. And I'm glad you're here.
Wow, thanks a lot, man. Yeah.
Very cool, CK. Thank you for calling. That's some good praise right there. Again, to the West Coast for Joel in California. Joel, you're live on the air.
Hey, Eddie, how you doing?
Good.
Hey, Kiko, just wanted to ask you, was Jason Becker, was he an influence on your style of playing?
Oh yeah, of course. Jason Becker. I think he was very inspiring because I was like 15 years old and he was 17 or 18 and he was releasing already some records. And I said, well, man, how can I play like that in 2 or 3 years? That's impossible. And he was one of the guys that made me, stay like 8-10 hours a day practicing guitars. It was because of him.
Was a lot of that early, those guitar players in the 80s that were putting out albums on Shrapnel, guys like Jason Becker, guys like Richie Kotzen, Tony McAlpine, guys like that, was that music getting into your part of the world?
You know
were
what?
people
Yeah,
discovering it in Brazil?
I think the guitar players, yes, was very, a niche thing. But there's a label there in Brazil. Suddenly, he released all the Shrapnel records.
So they were like the affiliate for Shrapnel
yeah,
there.
Yeah. And suddenly, I was buying the vinyls from like Greg Howe, Jason Becker, the Cacophony,
Yeah.
Friedman. And
Marty
suddenly
Friedman, yeah.
Yeah, I had all these albums with me, and I was listening all the time. So yeah, it was a big influence on me too.
The guy who is and was who still is Shrapnel, Mike Varney. I mean, he's a guy that I don't think gets the probably does not get the credit he should for the amazing amount of players, from Yngwie Malmsteen with the first Steeler record to many of the guys we just mentioned. The first guy who really believed in those guitarists and gave them platforms.
Yeah, he had like this, I think this spotlight thing in the Guitar Player
Right.
magazine or something like this,
Yeah.
and he was, really discovering all these talented musicians.
Yeah, I just ran into him in Vegas, actually, and I think he may live in Vegas now. But I ran into him just out of nowhere at the Hard Rock Cafe in Vegas, and I walked in and we talked for a little bit. But he's a guy I got to get on and do an interview with one of these days, because the stories he has must be incredible.
Oh yeah, a lot of stories.
I would think
for
so.
Sure, for sure.
And going back to Jason Becker a second, we talked about him a little bit off air. His story and what he is still doing, as incapacitated as he is, for people that don't know, he has MS. And he's basically at the point now where I think he can pretty much only move his eyes
Yeah.
for the most part.
Yeah.
There's a documentary, and we featured it on That Metal Show, and you can get it on Netflix. It's called Not Dead Yet. That is simply unbelievable, and in a way so inspirational. Not only that he's still through a computer composing music,
Oh yeah.
but even more incredible is what I found about that documentary is the people around him, like his girlfriend and his family. He's a guy that needs 24-hour care, and they are still by his side. And then there's this event, I guess, in his honor that happens every year, that guys like Marty Friedman and Richie Kotzen and some of these guys go to and play. And I know you said you actually did that too, right?
I did the European version. Yeah.
Oh, there's one in Europe.
Yeah, they did in Holland. One for Jason Becker. Yeah.
Do you know him at all?
Well, actually, well, I talked to him via Skype already, and we exchanged.
Is he still able to do that? Can he still Skype now with him?
Yeah, his Skype was somebody was reading his eyes.
I see.
Yeah, and then talking to me. But and then some emails. We exchanged some emails. I don't know, I think he was somehow answering that.
Yeah.
But he was cool because he's still listening what's happening, like all the new guitar players. He's really into music and listening, and I was so surprised because when I had the first chat with him on Skype, I was at NAMM show once, and he said, "Hey Kiko, I love your acoustic guitar playing, and I love to play acoustic guitar. The nylon thing, the classical thing." And then he said, "You should do an album with that." Only acoustic guitar, because all of my albums I always put like a small piece or something
Right.
from the acoustic guitar, and I took this. I have this as I'm gonna do that, and then after I always wanted to do, but after he said that, I said now I definitely am gonna record an acoustic album in honor of Jason Becker.
Sure.
And then he also by email he sent some ideas he had when he was 15. Some things that he recorded, on tape,
Right.
at home, some
Right.
ideas. Then I could, compose something with that idea. So I'm gonna do this as soon as I can.
If you guys don't know the Jason Becker story, again, I cannot recommend this documentary highly enough. It's called Not Dead Yet, and the title references the fact that when Jason was diagnosed with MS, which I think was in the mid-90s, he was basically given about a year to live, and he is still living and still finding a way to create music, even though he's extremely, incapacitated from his illness and the people around him. And, he's a guy that, as you mentioned, did the Cacophony with Marty Friedman, and then Marty went off to Megadeth, and then he went to join David Lee Roth's band and did the Little Ain't Enough record,
Yeah.
and that's when he started to get the symptoms, and then couldn't continue on the tour, and so never played live with Roth, but did the album, and that's when his health took a really, just when he was about to become a world-renowned
Exactly, yeah.
spotlight of being in a huge gig like that, he just had this incredibly awful disease strike him. So it's a really incredible story.
And his first solo album, I think he was 17 or something.
Yeah.
It's amazing
Yeah.
how he was playing at that age.
Yeah, it's really amazing. So check out that doc, even if, you can learn more about what Jason's about and where he's at now, and the things he's doing and the people around him, which again, his story is very inspirational that he's still doing what he's doing, but at the same token, I was really blown away by the people he's surrounded, that have stuck by him. And it's a lot of work what they do and the commitment they have to him. And also the guys like Marty, like Richie, like yourself, I think Steve, I think Vi or Satriani,
Greg Howe,
Greg Howe,
Guthrie Govan, everybody kind of play for him.
Yeah, absolutely. A couple more calls here for Kiko Laureiro. Lee in Illinois. Go ahead, Lee. Hey, Lee.
Hey, Eddie.
You're on the air, bud.
Hey, how are you?
Good, thanks.
Hey, man. Listen, I've been listening to this new Rush album, and I feel it's a terrific album. And I was wondering, Kiko made some comments in his prelude to his song being played, and I'm wondering how much influence did Rush have on him?
Was Russian influence on you, Kiko?
Oh yeah, Rush not as much as he has in Genesis, but I could say Rush as well.
Mm-hmm. So the progress and the prog stuff, the prog direction shows in what you're doing a little bit. You can definitely get a sense.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Couple more quick ones here. How about we go to Kansas and say hello to Dave. Hi, Dave. You're on the air.
Hey, Eddie. How you doing?
Good.
Hey, I just wanted to call and say I really was impressed with that song by Kiko. I've always been a person that liked listening to people who could play the guitar and not need a singer. Satriani by all them. I would think it'd be pretty awesome if we would go ahead and get them all together, just a guitar thing.
Well, they do that. Satriani does that.
The G3.
G3, yeah, they've been doing that for years.
Yeah, I've seen them for G3, but I would love to see Kiko up there with them also. I mean, just get...
I would love to just give a call to Satriani.
That's like the guys that say to me, "Well, we really like to see James Hetfield on that metal show." Well, so would we. He has to want to come and do it. They have to invite you. You know,
call Satriani and ask him to invite me. Yeah.
You're not causing the problem. You're ready to go. His bags are packed. He's already in America. Jack in Cincinnati. Go ahead, Jack.
Hey, I was calling. I was wondering what kind of guitars Kiko plays.
The gear question. What kind of guitars do you play?
I'm using Ibanez now. I just got a new deal with Ibanez, so I'm an Ibanez endorser.
That's awesome.
Also like Laney amps with a British company. Zoom pedals with the Samsung guys here from New York.
Oh, you're with my buddy Mark Mengi?
Mark Mengi, of course.
He just texted me. He's in town, actually.
Cool.
So.
And the Dario as well, strings from New York as well. Yeah.
Very nice. All right, so there you go, Jack. There's your gear question. Steve in Philly. Go ahead, Steve.
Hey, Eddie. Hey, Kiko. How you guys doing?
Great, thanks.
Hey, Kiko, a huge Angra fan. Years ago, guy at a record convention put the Holy Land CD in front of my face, said, "You got to get this CD." I bought it. I've been a fan ever since. The song Eddie played tonight, I really like. I think I'm going to go to CD Universe or something and pick it up to support you. And just want to say, man, I've been a big fan over the years. And, Eddie, if you get a chance, if you could play something from Holy Land tonight, I'm telling you, I think you'll love it.
Well, I gotta, thank you, Steve, for the call. I gotta dig out the Angra CDs that Major gave me all those years ago and find them. And
20 years ago.
I'm gonna call him and say, Michael, I finally got one of your guys on.
Yeah.
One more call, this from Canada. Tony, you're on with Kiko. Go ahead.
Hey, thanks, Eddie, for taking my call. Hey, Kiko, great job. That song rips ass, dude.
Thanks, man. Thanks a lot.
Rips.
Thanks.
Rips. You're talking about, being genre, listening to the melodic plays of Satchmo and, calling Steve Vai, the Vegas dude, but he's still a great guitar player.
No. Of course, I'm a big fan of him.
Yeah, it doesn't matter as a diss. It's just that he puts on a show. Yeah.
Yeah, it's in the show vibe,
Absolutely.
Kiko's worried that tour with Steve Vai is going to get canceled.
Absolutely not, guys. No, I just, that is, wow. Because that's why I picked up Satriani way back in the day. And you know what? I'm going to pick yours up right today.
Oh, thanks a lot, man.
There you go. That's the way it's supposed to work. When you have a guy on the radio, you spend some time, you turn some people onto him, or some people hear him again, or find out what's going on, and then you go out and you buy the record, and then that's the way this whole radio interview play thing supposed to work. So that's good to hear.
Yeah.
That's what you want to happen. So, well, good stuff, man. I'm going to let you go, and I'm going to play one more track on the way out. And I wish you all the luck. It's great to meet you, and I'm glad that you came in. And next time you're in my audience at that metal show, please make sure I know about it. I'll give you my card so you can drop me a line or a text. Sure. And enjoy LA. Good luck. Probably a little bit of an adjustment going on right now, right?
Yeah, some traffic.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Some
Traffic,
driving, yeah,
for sure traffic, and you're probably dealing with, well, you're dealing with great weather all the time. That's for
the
sure.
weather is the best part. Yeah.
But it's expensive too, right, to live there?
Expensive, yeah, but you know. What do we do?
You're making the big money selling records in America now, so you're good.
Okay.
What do you want people to hear from the album? Give me one more track.
You know, I could suggest like this song, this El Guajiro.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's number 5. I don't know.
Number 5, yeah.
Yeah, number 5. It brings a lot of my Brazilian influences and a lot of percussion on that. I'm a big fan of Carlos Santana as well. Not only his playing, but the way he brought all this percussion, all this Latin thing into rock, the way he blended. So I think this song, but it's very heavy. So it's like a heavy metal Carlos Santana vibe, I could say.
What does that mean, El Guajiro?
El Guajiro, that's in Spanish actually. It's not Portuguese that we speak in Brazil. It means like the countryman or something like that.
Oh, okay. All right, well, let's check it out. This is from Kiko's new album, which is called Sounds of Innocence. Again, you can get it now on CD, I would assume, at Amazon, or download via iTunes as well. Good to see you, man. Thank you again for coming in.
Thank you very much.
We got about a little over an hour left to go on our show. Many more things to get to in the final hour, so hang out. We'll get some more of your live phone calls on, some one-on-one stuff coming up as well. It's Eddie Trunk Live, Sirius XM 39 Trunk Nation.